Let's move on now, Shreya.
Yep.
Is Donald Trump being misled on American weapons supply shortage? Well, this critical question has been called fake news by the White House. But if reports are to go by, a clash has already happened over this very issue. Let's tell you what exactly has happened.
Well, for months, President Donald Trump has maintained that the United States has ample military resources to support its allies while safeguarding its own national security. But a recent report by the Washington Post claims to bust this entire statement. It suggests a more complex reality. The report states that there were disagreements within the Trump administration over the pace of military aid to Ukraine, with his Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, weighing whether America's own weapons reserves were coming under pressure.
Here's what the report states, and I quote, President Donald Trump's frustration over the Iran war boiled over at Camp David last week, where he demanded answers from Pete Hegseth on why he had apparently been misled on extreme munitions shortages. Trump also reportedly questioned Hegseth about why he had not been informed of the seriousness of the dwindling weapons stockpile, telling the Defense Secretary he believed the issue, quote, had been fixed.
Now, on his Truth Social, Trump said the U.S. has massive amounts of munitions. Large amounts are being manufactured and shipped to the U.S. The leakers of these treasonous statements are being hunted down. Long-term jail sentences will be sought. That's the threat coming in from Donald Trump.
Remember, this alleged dispute comes as the Iran war enters its 6th month, and concerns are mounting over the pace at which the U.S. is consuming advanced missile interceptors. The Independent, citing a recent report by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, says that the U.S. military's inventory of THAAD interceptors has declined significantly since the conflict began in February this year. Last month, Hegseth requested an additional $67 billion from Congress to replenish weapons inventories and expand production of key munitions.
Now, the United States, remember, is fighting or supporting simultaneous wars. Ukraine against Russia, the Iran war in West Asia, defending commercial shipping routes in the Red Sea, and preparing for long-term strategic competition with China in the Indo-Pacific. Each of these commitments demands enormous quantities of sophisticated weapons, Patriot interceptors, precision-guided missiles, artillery shells, and long-range strike systems. These are not weapons that can be manufactured overnight. In fact, many require months and in some cases even years to be replaced. And that is why the debate inside Washington is becoming increasingly significant now. China and Russia have continued conducting joint military exercises. While these drills are not unusual, their timing sends a clear geopolitical message that Moscow and Beijing are prepared to demonstrate strategic unity in case a war breaks out.
On the battlefield, there have also been reports of changing interception patterns in both Ukraine and parts of West Asia. Some analysts suggest this could reflect efforts to conserve expensive interceptor missiles. Others argue that changing tactics by attacking forces and evolving battlefield conditions are equally important factors. The political implications are also becoming increasingly difficult for President Trump. If his administration continues supplying large quantities of weapons to allies, America's own reserves could come under greater pressure. So, is Donald Trump trapped in his own war? Perhaps he is. The White House insists there's no shortage, but reports from within the national security establishment suggest otherwise.